We are now on the last presentation today. That's crop water requirement in Ahero by Kathleen Machungo.
So good afternoon again. So what we were trying to do here is something relatively new. We came across it and we thought maybe we could do a preliminary evaluation and see how it works. And that is, we were evaluating the effect of bed and furrow irrigation system on growth and growth production and water use efficiency of lowland rice. So why evaluate this system? We all know that globally, because of climate change, there's a shortage of water. And because of this shortage, we have to look for more efficient water use methods for growing our crops without necessarily compromising on the yields. In rice, the traditional method of flooding forces, mainly in Kenya, the system that the farmers use for growing rice leads to a lot of losses because the farmers just flood without any consideration of the amount of water that the crop actually requires. But with this system, that is the use of bed and furrows, it utilizes less water. And this system has been used in Pakistan, where the water use efficiency increased to 0.39 kilograms per meter squared as compared to 0.2 kilograms per meter squared obtained under the traditional flood irrigation method. That's why we thought maybe it could have some potential. So that's basically how it's done. The rice is grown, instead of the normal flooded condition, the rice is grown on beds and furrows, like the way we do the maize. We do the furrows, I think that way we do the furrow irrigation in maize, but now the system is used for irrigated lowland rice. That is a crop at a later stage. Sorry, the photograph is not very clear. So our objective was to determine the effects of bed and furrow irrigation system on growth, production and water use efficiency of lowland rice. And why did we decide to do this? We decided to do this because we have new schemes that are coming. We also have old traditional schemes that we are trying to diversify the crops. But as we diversify the crops, there comes a challenge with how are the farmers supposed to apply the water. I'll give an example of Pakera, where the farmers are doing Nerika rice. They've been doing it for Kenya seed as a seed crop. But now Kenya seed is coming to a point where they're saying we have enough seed in our stock. Yeah? But the farmers still want to keep growing the Nerika. But the market potential for Nerika compared to Basmati has a better market. So if like this system can work, it can help us introduce some of these lowland varieties to the upland schemes. That's why we thought it's worth evaluating. So our specific objectives was to determine the effect on growth and yield of lowland rice, also to determine the water use efficiency, and also optimize on the design of the bed and furrow method. Those were our treatments. We had 4 treatments. One was a bed of 75 centimeter and a furrow of 75 centimeter. The other treatment was a bed of 75 centimeter, but a furrow half the length of the first treatment, which was 38 centimeter. The first 2 treatments had 4 rows of rice on the bed. The third treatment was the bed was 75 centimeter, the furrow 38 centimeters, but 2 rows on the bed and 2 rows on the middle furrows. Then the fourth treatment was the control, which is the flooded basin. We used 3 varieties, that is Nerika 4. Since it's an upland variety, we wanted to compare it against the lowland varieties. We also used Basmati and IR as the lowland varieties. We collected data on growth, yield, and we also quantified the weeds, because we know one reason for irrigating is to control the weeds, so we quantified also the weeds. We also collected data on volume of water delivered, the rate of infiltration, rainfall data, and the depth of water. That's That's a photo showing the rice on the beds. Okay, for the results, for the growth for Nerika 4, there was no significant difference in plant height between the three systems and the control, that is the basin. But interestingly enough, we can see the height was relatively higher for the flooded versus the basin, as opposed to what we would expect with Nerika. We would expect Nerika to perform better under relatively upland condition than lowland condition, than flooded conditions. That is the tiller for Nerika 4. Still, there were no differences. For Basmati, there was no difference in plant height between the bed and furrow systems and the basin. Same for the tillers. Also for IR, there was no significant difference in plant height between the bed and furrow systems and the basin. The same case with the tillers. For the weeds, we quantified the total weeds. We also did the grass weeds, the broadleaf, and the sedges. That is in a quadrant of 1 meter squared. And this was done prior to weeding, and we did not apply any herbicide because we wanted to know how would the weeds behave when we use the bed and furrow and when we use the basin system. And there were significant differences in the number of weeds between the bed and furrow systems and the basin. That is for all the varieties. That is Basmati, still there were differences. That is IR, still there were differences. For the crop water use efficiency, we can see for the bed and furrow system, the crop water use efficiency was much higher for the bed and furrow compared to the basin. That is for Nerika 4. Still for Basmati, and also for IR. The number of tillers, there was no much difference between the bed furrow and the basin for Nerika 4, also for Basmati and for IR. Also for sterility, there was no difference between the bed and furrow and the basin. When it came to yield for Nerika 4, the bed and furrow system, the yields were higher compared to the basin. Similar case for Basmati, the bed and furrow at 75 and 38 was much better than the basin. That is IR. Still, the yields were higher for the bed and furrow compared to the basin. So, in conclusion, we can say for growth, there was no much significant difference in growth between the bed and furrow system and the basin for all the varieties. The weed density was, however, higher, significantly higher in the bed furrow system compared to the basin. The crop water use efficiency was higher in the bed furrow system compared to the basin. The yields did not differ significantly between the bed and furrow system, that is for the lowland varieties. To conclude, I can say to overcome the challenges of water scarcity, this system of bed and furrow could be, because I said this is a preliminary evaluation. So we are saying it could be recommended for paddy cultivation, but further investigation is required. One, to refine the configurations of the bed and furrow, and also the rice planting system. Also, we have to look at the weed management. We also have to quantify whether the amount of water saved justifies the use of the technology. We also have to do the cost-benefit analysis to evaluate the benefits of bed and furrow system versus the basin system. Thank you.